Good evening, BookTube, YouTube. This is Johnny. I'm sitting in my main study. I'm not sitting in the dining room. I'm not down the lower level. This is my main study. I don't really spend much time in here. I usually write in the dining room. I write on this clipboard. Has JK on it. I've had this since high school. Which is 50 years ago. I was in high school, 52 years ago. But I used to carry it around in a little backpack years ago with some books. But I'm just making a video because I feel like talking. I don't really have, I thought about showing you the thrift store books or books I got the last time at the Book Nook last Monday. Somebody came into the Book Nook donating some books, and I went through them, and there were books on Ernest Hemingway. I got rid of my Ernest Hemingway collection last summer when I dehauled. I kept a few things, but a couple weeks ago I was looking for my Carlos Baker very famous biography on Ernest Hemingway, and I must have dehauled it. But it came in, it came in Monday with, apparently Carlos Baker did he wrote a very famous biography on Hemingway, but then he wrote another one with more material, and that one also came into the Book Nook. It was called Ernest Hemingway, Artist as a Writer, or something like that. And I also in that Ernest Hemingway was Anthony Burgess did a little biography on Ernest Hemingway, and I collect the writings of Anthony Burgess, so I took that. And there was also a big book called Hemingway in Paris, and it was all about Ernest Hemingway and Paris and what that was like when he was there back in the 20s. And so I thought about showing those books, but I decided not to because I'm not in the mood. I'm just in the mood just to come here and just talk. I did get 2 books in the mail last couple of days. I got this biography on Margaret Sanger, A Life of Passion. She was an early feminist. She's very famous for birth control back there in the 1920s. See, it says here she was really into the birth control, even way back then when it was just taboo. And she was into sex education before that was even, you couldn't even mention it. But I was reading about her in that book on Greenwich Village, and she was mentioned in there, and I wanted to know more about her, so I ordered this used biography on her. This is by Jane H. Baker. I had Jane H. Baker's biography on Mary Todd Lincoln, but I must have dehauled it. I can't find it. So I've been reading this. I read about 60 pages of it. And then I got this book in the mail today, The Liberal Mind by Kenneth Minogue. I got this from the Liberty Fund, which publishes, reprints conservative, political kind of books. And I was talking to I was talking to our oldest son about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and he kept talking about the liberalism and what is liberalism, and I don't know. So I was looking at the Liberty Fund because I was looking at one thing that Liberty Fund does. They reprint the documents of the founding fathers, early colonial history, the founding fathers, the political philosophy of the 18th century and things like that. And I was looking for the political writings of John Adams, and they have them on their website, Liberty Fund. And then I was looking at their catalog of books, and they mentioned The Liberal Mind, and I thought, hey, so I bought this and I got it in the mail today. So I've been reading that. I've read about 30 pages today. And then I got out a book I've been reading for a while. This book, Jonathan Edwards and Deification-Reconciling Theos in the Reformed Tradition by James R. Salladin. I was reading this, and I'm almost done with it. I started reading it maybe last year. It came out in 2022. So I must have bought it back in the beginning of the year, and now it's like, this is the 6th month. So I've been reading it. I'm almost done with it. I got this out because I've been reading Jonathan Edwards, the spiritual writings, and the classics of Western spirituality. And I first heard about this book. I mean, I didn't know it was out, even though I collect the classics of Western spirituality. I didn't know it was out until it was a footnote in this book, because it mentions in here in the footnote his treatise on grace, and it quotes from here, and that's the section I'm in right now. Excerpt from the treatise on grace. So I finally got to it. Yeah, I collect the classics of Western spirituality. I have some over here that my favorites. As you all know, my favorite is the Carthusian spirituality of classics of Western spirituality. I have 2 copies. I have a hardback, and this is a paperback that I put a special cover on, and I carry it around with me when I want to read it. And this one I keep in my study. And then I have John Rudebeck, The Spiritual Espousals and Other Works, Classics of Western Spirituality. I try to read this at least once a year. And this is a recent one I got, maybe 2 years ago, and I really became one of my favorites. Late Medieval Mysticism of the Low Countries, Classics, Western Spirituality. And this one, I haven't really read much, but I keep it in my study. De Vito Moderna, was it Moderna? No, is modernism or Modernity, something like that. Basic writings. This is like Anabaptists primarily. Thomas à Kempis, The Imitation of Christ, and he was in that time period. So I keep those, and so I have a whole bunch of them downstairs, but these I keep up here just to look at once in a while, and as I read them. Of course, you all know I always keep my St. John of the Cross collected works. This is I know the history of this. I bought this when I was, my copy I had when I was in seminary. I had a copy of the collected works of St. John of the Cross. And one day, I had it for years and I had really looked at it closely. But one day I was looking at it and I noticed that pages were missing. So I had to find a copy of the collected works of St. John of the Cross in Jackson, Mississippi in the early 80s. And you all know the story. I found it in some church, little bookstore there in Jackson. I called all over and they said they had one copy. And this is the copy. And I have 2 other copies down the lower level. I have a new paperback copy and a hardback copy. But I keep this one up here because this is the one I've been reading for years. I underlined it, which is really rare for me. But this edition came out in 1979. This is the translation I like. This is by Karen Kaganoff. There's another translation I don't like, but I like this one, so I keep it up here. But I really have enjoyed reading Jonathan Edwards, the spiritual writings. As you all know, I've shown in the past videos, I've been reading Jonathan Edwards for over 40 years. And I didn't know this was out, and I was really pleased to come across it last year, and I'm almost finished. I'm going to keep it up here in my main study. It's one of my favorite books now. It's a selection of Jonathan Edwards' writings. Also, you can find all of Jonathan Edwards' writings online, which I've been reading online. So you can read them online. So that's what I've been reading. I read that. Well, this morning I read this. And I have been reading Herman Bavinck, What is Christianity? There's 2 essays in here, and I've been reading the one in the back. It's called The Christian Faith. And you have What is Christianity and What is Faith. And this is translated out of the Dutch by Gregory Parker Jr. This just came out. Herman Bavinck. As you all know, I have Herman Bavinck's Dogmatics up there, the 4 volumes, and his Reform Ethics are up there, Herman Bavinck. So I've been reading that, and I read a little bit of Ludolph of Saxony the other morning, and but I've been reading that. Writing in my diary today, I ended on page. What I end on today? Page 550 for the year 2022. Yeah. So it's going on 7:30 here. It is June the 8th, 2022. It is going on 7:30 at night. My wife is across the street at the Women's Book Club. My wife started a book club for women in the neighborhood, and they'll meet at different houses on the block, and she's across the street. So that's what she is. I'm in my main study. I don't really feel well. I'm kind of like, I don't know what it is. I feel kind of, I don't know what it is. But I just feel kind of something not right. So I got The Liberal Mind, and I've been reading Margaret of St. Andrew. I've been reading other things that, like I've been reading that book, what's it called? And look at my diary. Republic of Dreams, Greenwich Village, The American Bohemia, 1910 to 1960, by Ross Wetzsteon. I've been reading The Life of Jesus Christ, Part 2, Volume 2, Chapters 58 to 89 by Ludolph of Saxony. What else I've been reading? Jonathan Edwards' Spiritual Writings, The Problem of Democracy, President Adams, Confront the Cult of Personality by Nancy Isenberg and Andrew Burstein. So, just the same things I've been reading last couple months. I got a bunch of thrift store books downstairs. I'll show you. Ideological Origins of the American Revolution by Bernard Balen. Been reading that. So the same things, nothing really different. Writing in my diary, just trying to get through the day, getting through the morning, the afternoon, the late afternoon, the evening and night. Basically, that's what I do. So I'll probably read this tonight. Like I said, it is a Wednesday night. Tomorrow is a Thursday. Today it's been raining. It's kind of gray. It's supposed to get sunny tomorrow. I should mow the lawn tomorrow. And then Friday I go to the Book Nook. And So I hope you're having a good week. I thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for your comments. Like I said, I just feel kind of ick. That's probably basically it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I'm getting old. Maybe the world gets to me. All the things going on in the world. But I just want to stop by and say, I hope you're having a good reading week. Thank you for the new subscribers. Do pray you're all doing well. And until next time, bye. I don't think I have anything else to say. Nope. So I'll sign off. Until next time, bye.